Hey, hi, hey, how are you doing? Marcus Patton here. Coming at you with another ramble chat of my time spinning around this tiny little sun on a big blue ball that we call planet Earth. It's a fine place, I'm sure we can all agree. Um, didn't really mean to get that, well, metaphysical or deep, I guess. I'm sorry about that. That might have been a bit too, I don't know, given my inflection, might have come across as insincerely bleak. Insincerely bleak. Now, there's a title for my autobiography. I caught myself unawares with where I was going with that little the tete. There's not a tete-a-tete when I'm talking to myself. Little whatever the fuck that was. So, hi, Marcus Patton here. For those of you who don't know, who's the first time you come across me, I am a comic book artist and I draw commissions. And generally, wherever my whims take me, I generally do digital art. But as you can tell from the light box here, I've also veered back into traditional artwork. At the current moment in time, I'm working on a comic book called Stomping on Rats, and I will talk about more of that later. But if I've also done a book called Here Comes the Dragon Punch, which you can find linked in the doobly doo or in the comments. I've also got a book series called 13 Shots of Whiskey, which is also out, which is down in the Etsy store. If you care to go along to that. That'd be swell. If you like what you see and everything, please support me via Etsy or Patreon or Ko-fi. My commissions are open and I'm available for work. Call to action. Also, click like and subscribe on whichever platform you're watching this on. That would be the sum of earthly bliss. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers on YouTube so I can change this janky URL, and I'm trying to get to 50 subscribers on Twitch so I can monetize that motherfucker and, make some money. That'd be nice. Capitalism. So, which one of those reactions was sincere? Anyway, not to keep channeling my inner 90s Johnny Lydon, I am sorry. I will be forthright for the rest of this podcast stream. I promise. So, right, last week talked about my venturing up to Ink Blot in Manchester, where I spent a lovely weekend selling my wares with my delightful brother, who I think had a lovely weekend too. Manchester is interesting. Like, quite a lot of it reminded me of kind of London, but like a few years ago London. There's quite a lot of it that's really beautiful and ornate and delightful, and then there's bits of it are just like Acton, and the roads are fucked and the pavement's fucked. But like, like instead of having it sprawled out over I think London's 25 miles, it seems like all of it's spread over a meter. I do like Manchester. It's my I haven't been there. I do like Manchester. I also don't. There are bits of it I like. I really like the bits of it. Okay, so I could use a bit of a polish, but generally on the whole, I quite liked my time there. Everyone was pleasant. Everyone was fine. But that's Manchester, Quite like the festival I attended for the reason I was there. The organisers were really nice. The room was good, even though I think I'd have had a better fare in the main festival bit, but I think that might be down to the fact that either my Gmail is shit or I'm just really bad at organising myself. So that's So the fact that they were able to accommodate me at all is really cool of them, and sold quite well. If I'd imagine if it was a 2-day event, and I probably would have made enough to justify my time up there. As it is, the only thing I got really to justify it is the fact that I spent a pleasant day with my brother. There are no worse things to do. My brother's very, very cool. I got to meet loads of really cool people, really nice people. Whose names escape me. Who was that? They're all in my wallet. But anyway, look, it's really hard to gauge what you should or should not take to a festival, especially since it's their first time, and I've only got so much stock, right? So do I take Prince? Am I a Prince selling guy? If Glasgow and the Lakes would be to be believed, yes, Prince are a thing to take up. This time, I sold more comics, which is good, that's what I'm there for, than I did sell Prince. But yeah, it's just really difficult. I'm not too sure how one. I mean, this is kind of hard to ask them. This is their first time hosting a event, but it's kind of hard to gauge. I mean, and as far as I'm aware, the only people who have accepted me is Macau, and I don't think I'm getting anywhere else because I haven't received any other emails. So that's kind of bleak. I'm gonna have to start doing podcast rounds and get myself out by my witty, urbane voices. But yeah, good fun. Hopefully there's. I can get along to their next one. Hopefully I can do a festival down in London at some point. It'd be nice to sell to a home crowd. Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. Lot to learn, lot to engage with and digest, and yeah, it's really weird because what's how do you set up the table? It's so many things because basically I don't know. Speaking of Prince, the Guyver print was available for sale, and it will be going up on my Etsy store basically after I've got off the stream of you. I'm going to take the necessary photos and then upload it to Etsy, so that will be available for sale in maybe about 10, 11 o'clock, depending how long I take. Yeah, there's 19 of these left. Yeah, weird that didn't. Yeah, it was just an odd thing for what did you go along for? I went along to sell Prince. Did you sell Prince? No, not really. Did you sell comics? Yes. It's a difficult game. It would be nice if there was more festivals that weren't so intermittent as well. It does seem like a case of in this country I think you could do a festival a weekend, but that's done by people they're not designed for indie creators. They're designed for if you've got a long box that you flip through, which it's their business and stuff. It doesn't seem like a case hey, all these people had all this creative time during lockdown. They've made all these things, but we're not going to let you sell them. And that's neither here nor there. That's just there's always the internet to fail on. So yeah, this will be up in about an hour or so after I've got off the live stream to you. One cool thing, I appear to have sold through most of my Here Comes the Dragon Punch comics run. I don't know if that's because during the move I lost a bunch, or I've actually generally sold them. I'm quite bad at keeping count of basic stuff. So I've only got 10 issue copies of Here Comes the Dragon Punch left, and once they're gone as well. So it'd be cool if they got sold. So the link is they're available on my Etsy store. Link in the doobly-doo down below or in the comments and stuff. Or if you're London based, message me and I can meet up with you in either at Jerry's where I work or somewhere. I don't mind travelling. Yeah, so only 10 issues left. If I could sell through them, that means I've sold through an entire run of something, which would just make me really happy. I've got far too many of the first issue of 13 Shots of Whiskey to ever achieve that without. I'm probably going to die with them and give them to my kid. Unless I hit it big and people really want old stock of mine, I might just sell through the second issue of 13 Shots of Whiskey. Depends on how many festivals I can get my sorry shit along to. Yeah, but 10 issues of Here Comes the Dragon Punch seems like a thing I can achieve. We were talking a few months back about how my plan was for Here Comes the Dragon Punch was to contain it in a tankobon and then sell it that way, and I was going to kickstart it and everything, and then basically I kind of lost I lost my mojo about it and stuff. It's like I don't really want, and people didn't seem to give that much of a hoo-ha about it, and it's like, But one of the cool things, I met people who had done like the Amazon Kindle Direct printing and stuff, and I had got to see the comics they had done that way, and it was good to see it tactile in my hand. Like it's quite good and stuff. And if it's a case of like, and it seems like you just upload the files, and it prints it for you, obviously, and well, like a print on demand thing. But I think that might be my next port of call. I will finish the last chapter of Here Comes the Dragon Punch at some point, and because all I've got to do is colour it. I'll finish it at some point, upload that to Webtoons, and then I'm gonna make a Kindle edition, so like you can do a print on demand tankobon version, which I think that might be a cool thing to do, and in that way, it's at least finished and people can buy it, and it can be passive income, and you can get it from wherever. I don't have to ship it from my Etsy, which will probably cost a fortune with the fact that the post office is falling apart, and it's not, it's someone else's issue. But it'd be a cool way to get that out there, and if it goes well and stuff, I can look into getting a few of my own stock printed up for that if I do go along to if I do any other festivals other than Macau, and I want to promote it other than say Stomping on Rats and the third issue of 13 Shots of Whiskey, which I'm working on as well. Yeah. One of the cool things about the festival was the fact that the way the sun was, even though it was cold as balls, the sun was coming directly into the room I was in, and it was nice and bright. And like, oh, we can't see it. It was good, and fully full of vitamin D and stuff. And then the sun went away, and then I was like, oh, this is really, really dark. And the three cats who were in the room didn't really clock on until like, oh shit, it's proper, like it's almost like it's night time. And I've got that issue now. It's the fact that this is nothing with downcast. So instead of having vitamin D coming through my window, filling me with joy and stuff, I'm like, it's gloomy and grey. And if my speech patterns are coming across that way, I'm trying to be upbeat, but it's really dour in this fucking room at the moment because of all the just grey pouring in. I love London. Also, while I am here and while you've got me, I probably should announce this as well. Let's go back to the other page. Oh, maybe I can do it this one. Nope. Right, that's irritating. So, I thought I was going to turn this camera on, but I haven't used it for a bit, so maybe I need to YouTube. So, I took along a bunch of original art prints to sell. Didn't really go out, so this 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 and this are going to be going up on my Etsy store, and I'm going to basically make my way through because I've got all this original artwork here that's just lying around. So I'm going to basically go through these things, and then I'm going to stick them on my Etsy store, and they will be available for sale too. And then I'm going to do, I think I'm doing about batches of 5, so just so I don't overwhelm myself. And basically I'm going to start, so there will be some original artwork up on my Etsy store and probably Ko-fi store as well. And that once they're gone, they will be gone. So yeah, I think that's the next port of call as well. Just because I like them, but like there's no point in me having them lying around and stuff. And and they won't. They were bought. They were created to be sold. So I'm going to start doing that. Right, so that's stuff I've been panhandling and selling. Right, what else have I been doing? Well, the reason why you haven't got any new scenes of me doing Here Come doing the witch thing, and possibly the reason why it's the camera's not working because I haven't turned this on for a while, is because I've been having a bit of a crisis really, and my problem is the fact that again, the reason I'm panhandling and stuff is I need to make a career of this, and I need to make a go of this, and I need to be successful, and so I was like, well, what am I, why? And it was like, and I had done a couple of portfolio pages, and I was like, that didn't really turn out that well. It was fucking shit is this, and and I really wasn't happy with the way they turned out, and it's my case, I'm sort of experimenting here. I should really, so futzing about myself, and I thought, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to basically go on comic page archive or whatever it was, find some scripts by other people who ain't me, and I'm going to draw them. So I've got a Xena script, I've got a Blue Beetle script that contains no Blue Beetle, and so I've got a Blue Beetle script. Rewind. So I went and found some scripts. I've got a Xena the Warrior Princess script, I have a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle script, and I have a Blue Beetle script. And I chose a page from each of these scripts, and I drew them. Bear in mind the comics that I haven't read, so I don't know what the actual art, I don't know how close I'm adhering to the original artwork or whatever. And yeah, so that was my plan. I was also going to do a fourth one, and there wasn't really anything on there. And I thought, you know what? I have another plan for that one. Which I will tell you about when I go onto it and stuff. So basically, I figured, right, Erica Schultz seems like a cool lady, and wouldn't mind working at her. So why not just do one of her pages from Xena the Warrior Princess? And again, grew up watching Xena the Warrior Princess. I haven't watched it for a while, so but it was fun. I did enjoy it. So I figured so this is the Xena page. This is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle page by a cat called Aaron Polo, I think. Wow, I should really know that. I don't know. Yeah, and this is a Blue Beetle page. That doesn't contain much Blue Beetle, but contains an awful lot of Green Lantern and Peacemaker, which I know Peacemaker because I've watched the films and I haven't read the comic or nothing. And I don't know. So this seemed like a really cool thing to do. Give this a try, and but I figured I would tell you. What are you doing? So, don't know if there's any flickering there. My machine is being fucking weird. So, yes, right. So, what have I learned? What has Markus Patton learned while drawing these things? Well, first, it is I don't know any of these characters whatsoever. So, I don't know any of these characters. I don't, apart from Peacemaker, where I watched the movie. But I don't know Guy Gardner. I don't know the Reach. Ice I don't know, and I don't know the Reyes either. Mystery to me. But if I get this job, if I get this gig, there will be loads of characters I need to draw who I do not know. I was like, I need to pay attention to that. So hopefully if I ever get a proper gig with DC or Marvel or Image or whoever, if I get on a licensed book, they will give me a Bible so I can know what, because like, I'll be honest with you, the Reach were really difficult to ascertain and find out who they. So my screen keeps flickering. So like ascertain what they look like and stuff. Like I like, you know. So I think next time I'm gonna have to do a lot more. I'm gonna have to find more concrete avenues to find reference photos, because again, like, you know. So I think that was my main issue, and then there was this, and like also the setting, like the setting was kind of difficult to find, because Google apparently is just shit when it comes to search images. I found a lot more on Pinterest, and I probably should have just stuck with Pinterest and stuff. So that's a good lesson. Don't use Google Images, just go on Pinterest. They're far better collection of these things. Or find a better reference site. So I think the main issue I had was this panel here. Like, there's a lot going on here, and I've never really done a team. Like, every comic I've ever drawn, it's in the subject matter has been like one character or one or two characters. There's never been a massive team of people all doing massively different things. And like in the script, like, it introduces Ice here, but then she's not referenced for the rest of the page, right? And it just seemed like, and like we got the script is tells us how this bird is Bianca is feeling, but they don't really reference how whatever the fuck his name is, Jaime's dad is feeling and stuff. I don't know if that's, I might be mispronouncing. It may be just Jamie. I'm overcomplicating things here. Anyway, so I was a learning experience. Like, where do I put these people and stuff? Is it up to me and stuff? And quite a lot of it, you know. So it was like, it was an interesting experience. It's my initial plan for this panel was not to do this overhead shot where you see everything. Was to do like kind of a low level panel where like it's just it comes up and everyone's standing on the this is the horizon line. Everyone's standing on it, and then you got like shooting here and here, and then you got him flying there and there, and then, you know, and then this action doing there, which would have been a lot easier to draw, I'll be honest with you, but wouldn't have established anything. It'd have been easier but crowded. So I decided to go with this way of just an overhead shot so you can see where everybody is. This is the first time I've done that properly. Like, I do a big establishing shot where like, and it was difficult because like I had originally placed the Reyes family in there as well, but like I just couldn't get, you know, given how small they would have looked, I just couldn't get it to look good and stuff. So I figured, well, in that case, just stick a column here and stuff, and then yeah, that will do. And then trying to figure out how to draw Ice and everything, which is again not something I really had done before, but I think at the end, I think it works well because in the script I've got like 3 different scenes to convey on one page. So I've got like the call to like the action, the like the we'll stand tall, the introducing of a new character, the battle, and then the familiar existential crisis of the Reyes family down there. Awful lot to stick in one page. Personally, if I was writing this, I'd have had just this be the fucking page, and I'd have made the existential Reyes family page. I'd have had that on a different page so we could have more glory shots and stuff. But corporate comics, only got a certain amount of page count and stuff. I wouldn't have, if I was writing this, I wouldn't have written a space epic that required so many people to turn up and stuff. But kind of good thing it did, because I don't really draw that many guns. Good idea to draw guns. I've never really drawn the Green Lanterns before. Good practice for that, and also like the kind of mystical magical powers. Alien spaceships I should probably get a hang of, and aliens and stuff, and also like, just, it was good exercise. I enjoyed it. I think it turned out well. Right, so the next page was Xena the Warrior Princess. Now again, I know Xena, but like I haven't really watched her for the better part of long time, and I think I overcomplicated things for myself with this. I think this works. I think this page does work, but if I had just stuck to a straightforward three panels and stuff, or instead of being like, oh, I'm going to do this, like, because my original plan was to have this panel up here and have this panel be smaller, so you'd have gone like that, and then you'd have had her punching the person, and then but I didn't do that because I think it's quite cool to have the impact of the fact that the wheel is going over his arm. Like, make that abundantly clear. You get more shot of her kicking the motherfucker out of the thing. This is a surprisingly difficult pose to draw. Especially seems like the actual angle I wanted was more full on, like more so she was facing that way as opposed to like that. But needs must. I think these beats work well together. I think I've managed to convey her outfit, which was difficult because it's not designed for a comic artist. It's designed to look cool on a TV show. So I don't know if Dynamite ever sees this. Hopefully I can simplify it a bit more and stuff. But yeah, this was a lot of fun to draw. And it was good learning on like, oh, that's how you do this. Like when my original thing of like having like him, what are you doing? I mean his face being here and be like, oh no. I do like the way that page looked, but it didn't really convey the fact that like she had just punched him. So like, whereas this one, there's no ambiguity. She's punched him in the stomach, and he still falls off. And this was quite cool. I like the way this turned out. Yeah, I think it's kinetic and frenetic, and I think what I've done. I think next time. I think the problem is with these IPs and stuff is that unless there's a massive dedicated audience or whatever, there just doesn't seem like there's any proper like reference sheets or whatever. Like this wasn't my issue when it came to the next page I'm going to talk about. But like there isn't any real like turnarounds of Xena that all look the same. She's got different character motifs for each season and stuff. Same with Gabrielle and stuff. Like and the photos, because it's in the late 90s, they're really low res, and trying to find what the bad guys look like is really low res, and it's just a case of I think hopefully the next time if I get one of these books they'll give me a morgue file, but like I'm gonna have to do a lot more research into research into what these characters actually look like, and have a proper morgue file that I can just pull up a reference of like what does the back piece look like, what's the shoulder parts look like, because it's not that it's not out there, it's just how many of it, like 6 seasons, that's 6 different costume changes, and it's got to just pick one and then you can amalgamate, I think that's the main lesson from all these things. Okay, so you need to pick one and then go from there. Luckily, with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, there is an abundance of references, and you can choose from any different style while also having your own own flair on it. They're really malleable in that way. I don't really have much to say about this. I had a lot of fun drawing this. I've been drawing turtles since I was knee high to a grasshopper. I really like the way this turned out. My original plan was to have these in like kind of separate panels, but I think that just made shit too cluttered, and I think just have having them kind of like free form, but like also kind of like in like his arm, and like I think that works quite well, and I think also the fact that like I managed to get the personalities of the turtles in this as well, like and yeah, I'm not got much more to say on this. I really like the way this turned out. I managed to get the background in New York looking okay, which is something I've never really achieved before. But like I think, and also like making room for the speech bubbles and stuff. That's another thing I like. Just like. Reason why there's empty space here is because it's speech bubble, speech bubble, speech bubble, speech bubble, speech bubble, speech bubble. Always important to learn. It's something I kind of overlook sometimes because basically I do. Right, but apparently one of my main traits as a comic artist is the fact that I'm quite good at action sequences. And I was thinking, if I'm doing a portfolio page, I probably should do what I'm good at, which is like action and stuff. So that's the reason why I'm doing this. Yeah, that's what. So I was running with the ink. So, I didn't write the script per se. Basically, I went on YouTube, found a fight between Guile and Ken, and basically transcribed that into like a six panel comic script, because I like drawing Street Fighter, I like drawing action sequences, and again, like if I'm going to be doing it as a portfolio piece, I probably should demonstrate my strengths. My strengths is fights and stuff. I'm quite good at choreographing fights and getting different angles and stuff, and yeah. So that's essentially why I'm drawing this. Like doing it. Figured it's a good idea to demonstrate my what skills I do have. I basically wrote, thumbed, and drew, penciled, and then inked most of this yesterday. I think it turns out that like I'm for stuff that is like I think at a push I could probably do a page a day, but I think I'm a 2-page kind of guy. So yeah, that's a good thing to learn about oneself. So yeah, that's basically what I learned from doing these things. Reference. Morgue files are a good thing. Also, I think the most important thing I learned is the fact that like things are a lot of fun, and I still enjoy them. I think I need to, especially with characters I don't know, I need to do a lot more in the preparation work than I do when it comes to actually executing the final rendered pencils and inks and stuff. So, but yeah, let's go back to my normal Ramble chat face. So next week, I'm going to be doing. So I've designed I've designed the witch and the characters and the place. So next week you're going to see me start penciling that and penciling and inking that. So like back to the additional like kind of like traditional inks, no traditional digital pencils, traditional inks and stuff. So you're going to be seeing this rolled out soon, provided I can get the camera to work and stuff. Oh, it's not plugged in. That's the lead. Silly goose. So yeah, and then to make it so that it takes a little less than an entire year to get Stomping on Rats out, I've taken out the other two stories, the Space Wayfaring Stranger, or A Letter to My Brother and Sister Fucking Me Still Doesn't Know What Paracetamol is, Part 2. I've taken that out because that's a big chunky piece, and I don't think it would work. I can't see it as when, hey, let's all fucking dive onto the traditional artwork to do that. That seems more like a digital comic. And I've also taken out the Horsey because basically they are both in themselves a comic book, like the bare minimum of a comic is like 20 pages, 24 pages. They would constitute basically essentially that, and that's a lot of work to kind of troll through and then not get finished. If, like, say for example, my daughter is on holiday again, or I get ill or whatever, that's all, or I have another crisis of conscience and faith and stuff. So the plan is to do The Witch, which is 6 pages, which hopefully means I'm going to get that finished pretty soon. I can, if I can do a page a day, that means by Tuesday next week, I will have the finished comic. I will have the finished story, and then the Horsey stories that I'm referring to it as, it will be it's a 5 I think it's 5 or 6 pages, so that will also take me about like a week and a bit to do, especially so yeah, hopefully I can get this all finished within about a 3-week period, and that means I've got a finished comic that I can then sell and get on with my life, and then promote that, and then move on to Here Comes 13 Shots of Whiskey issue 3, while also maybe looking back into rejigging the first 2 issues to make them so they're more akin to what I'm doing now. So that's my plan for the next bit, unless of course you've liked what you've seen me draw and you want to hire me, in which case I don't mind dropping these to make some money. Not to be mercenary about it, but I can always return to my projects once I've paid the rent for here and stuff. And I own these things. I don't need to be like. Or if you just really want me to make these, these comics and stuff, you really want me to finish The Witch, to finish Stomping on Rats, to make Here Comes the Dragon Punch, the Tangle Barn, to make the next issue of 13 Shots of Whiskey, you can commission me. That would help me immensely in terms of just keeping the the lights on here. I've got a Ko-fi and I've got a Patreon. Any help on there would be fantastic. You can click like and subscribe here, which help the algorithm with this thing. Share it around. All that noise again would help with the algorithm and stuff, and would help me. And then we can grow this together, and we can all feel like an award-winning team. Yeah, I've got a Substack, which I'm going to basically put up. I'll talk about that in a separate video as to what I'm going to do with Substack. So this has gone a bit long. Click like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Etsy. Follow me on Substack. Follow me on Ko-fi and Patreon and all those things. Buy my stuff. Commission me. Hire me. I'm available. You, above all else, so I want you to enjoy yourself. I want you to enjoy my art. I want you to have fun here. And if that just means you sitting, watching me talk, well, I was going to do that anyway. So at least 2 people can get enjoyment out of it. I've been Markus Patton. You've been classy. The Guyver print will be up in about 20 minutes, and the original art will be up 20 minutes after that. You've been classy. Have yourself a tip-top day. Thank you for turning up. If you have turned up, if you didn't, I don't know if I can tell you. Bye.